Well, hello again, guys. Well, today we have a special two people, actually, not just one guest, but two. We have Dr. Tom Negelow, who trains and coaches men and women throughout the United States, teaching them to create a powerful foundation for living a life they love. He does this through his writing, his seminars, and his coaching. He's also a master healer and has developed and teaches the cellular energy releasing healing method, which combines emotional releasing and deep tissue restructuring of the body during personal healing treatments. He's been doing this for over 30 years. One of the more important things or more interesting things, and why we brought Dr. Tom on here today, is he's also a deep trance channeler. And he uses the energy of Kuthumi, the combined energy of St. Francis of Assisi, the Shah Jahan, the Indian leader who built the Taj Mahal, and Pythagoras, the mathematician and philosopher. And he does that through his channeling. And we also have, I'll let him explain a little more about that, but we also have here his life partner and wife, Dr. Shelley Negelow, who will be here facilitating the channeling and also here just as support and here with her husband. So she is the co-founder for the Academy of Conscious Living and also the founder and CEO of Power of Women Seminars. She's been helping and healing people, again, the two of them for over 30 years. So a powerful combination right here in the house. So welcome. Welcome.
Thank you for having us, Tammy. This is really a true joy for both of us.
Yeah, thanks so very much.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. And so I'm just going to let Dr. Tom, I'm going to let you take it away and just you do your thing and whatever you want to do. And then we'll take it from there.
Okay, great. I think, first of all, let me talk about the foundation for the work that both Shelley and I do together and individually, me as a healer and her as a teacher and healer. Really, the foundation is to support people. The purpose really is to support people in letting go of whatever it is they have, however they got there, that gets in the way of them having the life that they want to have. Relationships, business, their personal relationship with themselves, all of it. That's really what we're here about. And that's everything that we have created and developed over the years is focused on that main thing. Like everything, there are many different roads to get there. And so there are a number of things that we both do together and individually that support people in letting go of those things. Most of that stuff, if you will, is real unconscious and underneath the surface. So a lot of the things that we support people in doing and learning is how to uncover that, and also, more importantly, how to let go of it. I mean, really let go of the physical energy and the emotional energy that is embedded with those things that we've learned over time. So that's what we do. Years ago, I developed, like you said, the cellular energy releasing. It is deep body and tissue work, both at the emotional level and the physical level. What's a little different about what I do, I think, is most of the body work out there is structure related. Massage, rolfing, help you feel better, help you get straighter. And if the energy changes or the emotions are released, because out of that, well, good, but that's not the focus. The focus of what I do in CER work is focused on the energy, moving the energy, because that is, after all, what we are made of. Little particles of stuff roaming around doing what little particles of stuff do. And as human beings, we take that experience of energy, and we live our lives with it and in it. The dilemma becomes when we get stuck in the routines or the habits, or doing the same thing over and over again, either consciously or very often unconsciously. That's where we get stuck. So the CER work is focused on having the body let go of the energy that is contained in there, and then ultimately the emotions and the thinking and releasing the mind stuff about it. So it works on both of those levels. I'll talk about the channeling a little bit later, but I want to get through so people really understand where we've come from and how we got here. Why don't you talk about that, how we got here?
Well, it's been a long journey, actually. I started in my teens looking for how to heal my life because I did grow up in a very difficult family, a little different than Tom. Tom had his own personal challenges, but for me, there was physical, emotional, and sexual abuse. So I had made a commitment to myself during those teen years and my mid-teens or so, that when I had a family one day, I wasn't going to pass the pain on to my children when I had a family one day. And then when Tom and I met, and I'd started the personal journey, but when Tom and I met, we began that journey together because it was resonating for him as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we would look for how do we heal, and we found some personal development programs that were extraordinary, supported them in growing both in the New York and the Atlanta area. And we found that they were very effective. And we did a bunch of body work because I knew that the pain I was holding on to physically and emotionally was in my body. But I didn't know how to get to it. And so I was doing different things. Rolfing was one of the major things we did back then that was very, very effective for me. But what I found over the years, and I did many years of it, it didn't really clear the pattern of how I felt about who I was as a person. So Tom and I kept fine-tuning and doing more work, and we became Reiki masters. And then over time, people started to come to us and say, what in the world is going on with you? Because we actually had turned our relationship around. We had come up against some difficulties in the relationship and finally said, well, we have to talk to people about what's going on and our own transformation. Because we were always involved with personal growth work from the beginning of our marriage. And we've been married now almost 52 years.
Amazing.
It is amazing, you know, and for us, it's such an exciting journey of creating and expanding your life. And people can create a partnership in life. And very often people don't know how to do that. And certainly I came out of a very difficult family, but I determined I was going to discover how that was going to be for me. And when Tom and I discovered that for ourselves, people actually started to come to me personally for my women's work, my Power of Woman seminar, which I've been teaching for 35 years now, and Tom's healing work, and then the channeling. And then women started to ask, well, what do you have for relationships? So we had to create what we have, a true partnerships training, so people can learn how to connect and really grow and expand in a relationship, create a relationship that works, or if they're in one already, really have it grow and be extraordinary for whatever they want to have in the world.
Right.
And where the relationship workshop comes from, very simply, is, like Shelley said some time ago, our relationship started to break down as a relationship has to, if you're going to transform it. You got to see, well, what's real here? What isn't real? So as it was breaking down and we started to put it back together, that's when people said, what are you doing? What's happening? And so we had to look at what we were doing, how we were going about, if you will, repairing our relationship and really making a true partnership out of it. What did we do? What steps did we take? So we looked at that, and over time refined it down to, if you will, a workshop. They say, oh, these are the things that work for us. Why don't you try them and see what happens? And again, that's the place we teach out of, is our own experience, not going off to some school or somebody learning this technique and that technique and then, you know, enrolling people into that. No, everything we do, her workshop, my healing work, our relationship workshop, all the things that we teach come from our own experience of having mastered, if you will, those things and having a relationship that was, okay, we're done with this, to an really incredible partnership.
And I will say, by the way, that the people who've come to us, and we've trained thousands, that the people who've come to us have remarkable lives today
Mhm.
and have relationships at work and, have learned how to transmute the things that they've had in their lives that were keeping them from having a life that really worked for them.
Yeah. And it's beautiful. And it's beautiful that you could both get together and do it, because so often you got one in the partnership that is wanting to heal and wanting to do the personal growth and believes in all of this stuff. And the other one's just kind of like, but you guys were both in it together, rock hard, solid, to figure it out. I mean, really hash through it all. You had to hash through everything.
We did.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's cool. And I mean, from the time you were negative 17 years.
Negative 17, you're exactly right. That's
Right.
probably when I was minus 17 years old.
Here you go.
Mhm.
I knew it way before I was even in the womb.
Yep, way before. That is absolutely amazing. I love it. And we will put in, after this is all said and done, we'll put in all of your links so people can get hold of you guys, follow you, whatever they want to do, because it's an amazing story. And just in the couple of weeks or week I've known you, it's just so many cool things have come about, and just our conversations I absolutely adore, and I love it.
Oh, I love our conversations too, Tammy. I think you're really very special.
Well, thank you. Cool.
Yeah, so we really are engaged in a real transformation. And by that, I mean real results. There's a lot of stuff out there. And what I notice about it, not very often, but sometimes it's interesting, but it doesn't really get to helping people change. And by change, I mean, again, letting go of whatever those things are that don't work for them. Easy to say that, but it's a whole different thing getting to it and learning the techniques and the tools that help people go on in their lives after they leave a weekend or they leave the healing or whatever it may be, actually go into their lives with those tools and with that information. There are 3 or 4 things that you have to have for transformation. First of all, you got to wanna. That's the first thing. But once you wanna, then you have to engage yourself in learning the tools that support you in those changes and learning how to apply those tools and learning how to repeat it.
Mhm.
And that's especially with the power of women that I've observed the women in. Really, they get, here's how to do it. Here's how to do it when I get home. Here's how to do it when things go crazy in the relationship with the kids, the car, whatever it may be. Because that's the real world, not in a seminar room. So we both have really tuned what we do to supporting people and producing results outside the room. That's where it counts. And Shelley really is, especially with women, Shelley really is a master with that.
Very cool. I say that because I bet, you go to like this Tony Robbins convention and everybody's woohoo and jumping up and down and taking 16 pages of notes. And then you leave and you get home on Monday and you're like, the first thing that hits you, you're like, forget it.
Now what?
Now what? What do I do now? So, to have practical tips and an actual system that you can turn into a lifestyle, that's the most important thing.
Most important thing. It has to be experienced from within yourself. So that then you can use it effectively in the world. And I teach that step by step in the Power of Woman seminar. And we do that as well in the True Partnerships training that we have.
Very neat. Very neat. Super excited. And
also, we teach people, particularly healers, at a very deep level. A lot of the information that we support healers in getting and understanding is this energy thing. How does this energy thing work in real life? How does it work if you're a massage therapist or an emotional healer or a talk healer, or do some sort of hands-on Reiki, whatever it is? okay, you're using energy. Yeah, that's good. But do you really understand what's happening behind the scenes, behind the curtain, if you will? Because you have to understand that. You have to first get it for yourself, clear yourself, and then you can go into the world and really support people in their change.
Mhm.
So healers have to go, if you will, have to walk on the hot coals first. Not that we make them do that, but they've got to really focus on what's real for them and what they're supporting people, the real change they're supporting people in, because it's an awesome responsibility, which I love, by the way. So we have a number of workshops and classes that are specifically focused on healers and teachers to support them in getting even deeper with the work and the results they produce.
Absolutely. And I think it's so important because, like you said, it's a big responsibility. And if your energy as a healer is not right, you're bringing the whole wrong energy into the session or into the workshop or whatever you're doing. The energy has to be good coming from you, the healer. Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta be healed. You gotta really and know how you got there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a real important part of it as well. So they can support other people in their getting to that place or whatever it is you do with them.
Absolutely. Love it.
Yeah, so that's our background. That's what we do for fun.
We sleep, breathe, and eat this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our lives, obviously.
I can tell that. I can absolutely tell that.
So I guess it's time to talk about the channeling.
Okay.
Yeah. I am a trance channel, which means that I go into deep meditative trance. I have no recollection or hearing about what's being channeled when I'm channeling. I'm not there. I don't have an experience of going anywhere. It just all goes to black. And sometime later, I come back into my body. So I don't hear what's going on. And like I say, I'm in a complete trance, which I prefer because I started out as a conscious channel, but I preferred the trance state because then I don't have to worry about my never to be humble opinion getting in the way.
Exactly.
Yeah. And again, I started channeling soon after I started to develop the cellular energy releasing work. As I guess as an energetic adjunct to that, I didn't train to be a channel. I didn't even want to be a channel. I had seen a channel a couple of times and said, that's interesting. I wasn't much impressed. It was spontaneous for me. And it happened when, in the early days, I worked on Shelley. She was my guinea pig, if you will.
That's why I have a twitch on my arm all the
She's there,
time.
she is. And what I did back in those days is I would work and she would tell me her experience and I would share with her what I was experiencing. And one point she asked me a question, and you know, when somebody asks you a question, generally you create an answer in your thinking, then that's what comes out of your mouth, something like that. Well, that didn't happen. She asked me a question and I thought of an answer. What came out of my mouth was something completely different than what I was thinking. And I was conscious at the time. And I remember saying to myself, what are you saying? Stop saying that. That's not the answer you were going to give her. While I'm talking.
Right.
So it got a little schizophrenic there, I guess. And so that went on for a little bit, and I opened my eyes again, and I looked at her, and she said, "You know, I think you were channeling." And I said, "No, I don't think I think I was making stuff up." And then we did it again, and that happened a couple of more times. And we said, "Well, okay." I said, "I'll give myself over to this if it has value. If people are getting value out of it, I'm willing to go into it and see where it leads." And again, that was 35 years ago, and evidently people are getting value out of it, so I'll continue to do it. And that's really true for everything we do, or people getting value out of it, aren't they?
Mhm.
So that was the beginning of that. Then after a short time, I began to experience going further and further back from my voice. You know how you're talking to somebody, and if you walk backwards away from them, you hear it less and less, and finally you stop hearing it. And that's when I realized that I was going out and was trancing.
Mhm.
And that's that's the background. That's my history. Let me explain for me what channeling is. It's, I don't channel dead people. I don't see dead people. I don't want to see dead people. So for me, it's experiencing universal energy in a way that that energy moves through my body, and I speak, if you will, from that energy. So let's say that energy is between my hands, between here and here. Out of that energy, we take a portion or a vibration frequency of that energy to be human in, this right here is Tom, this right here is Shelley. So use that energy to be and do my human Tom thing. Well, that leaves all this other energy out there. And when I let go of that Tom energy and go into trance, that leaves an open space or a channel, if you will, through which another frequency or piece of that universal energy moves through.
Okay.
And just like I speak from this energy as Tom, like I am now, then the speaking from the other energy is the channeled energy. So it's not like it's some dead people or combination of folks coming into my body. Now with Ascended Master Kuthumi, he has taken that name so it's easier for us human beings to identify with the energy and the channeling. Not that it's some guy called Kuthumi. And the fact that it's the energy of Saint Francis of Assisi, Shah Jahan, and Pythagoras, that combination brings up what Kuthumi talks about as the vibration of unconditional love. And that's kind of the name that I'm taking, is I'm the voice of unconditional love, and grateful and glad for it.
That's a good one to pick.
Yeah, big one. That's a good one. So that's what channeling, my experience of channeling is, and where it come from with it. I guess we'll go right into a mini channeling here. I'm going to do a mini channeling.
Okay.
Mini meaning a short period of time. I know you have some questions from some folks. We'll do those. First, what Kuthumi will do is he'll speak for a period of time with a short channeling, 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, about something. We don't know what that's going to be. And then he'll specifically tell you that it's time now to ask the questions. In the meantime, while he's talking, if you do have a question, it's okay to interrupt. Say, wait, you just said this. What does that mean? How do I, whatever it is, if you have that.
Okay.
The channeling is on a couple of different levels. One, obviously, is a spoken word. The other is of an energetic nature, which may not be experienced till sometime later. Sometime after group channeling or an individual channeling, people will come back with, all of a sudden there's this change in whatever it may be. So that energy is part of supporting people in change. Good channeling does not tell you what to do unless you're asking a specific question about health. With health questions, you may say, well, do this, take that, do this exercise, whatever it may be. But generally, he won't tell you, yeah, move to Texas and marry that guy. It's not future predictive.
Right. Gotcha.
What else? Anything else that I missed?
Also, as you ask questions, if there's something that needs to be added into that, I'll be glad to jump in and say something to make sure there's the fullness of whatever it is you're looking to get information about.
Yeah, absolutely. You've facilitated these, so you know what he
I-
needs
I've
for
been-
sure.
Yeah, and you what you would need
Right.
and the audience would need. So I might jump in, I might just be very still during that time and just be in the background, which
Okay.
I will be out of the screen in just a moment.
Okay, perfect.
So do you have any questions about channeling or?
I do not. I do not.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I've actually watched a few of yours and they're very, I mean, I got the idea, you know, and I wanted to make sure I was, just watch. And actually it's very fascinating. So
Good.
It is,
Good.
it is a fascinating thing.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
to this day, it's remarkable. It really has trained us in the energy. After Tom actually began to create the cellular energy releasing work, and then the channeling came in shortly thereafter. Ever since that time, not only supported us in the clarity with the energy, but it supported me with my own healing, with the personal stuff that I had as a child. So it's been a very remarkable journey, and watching thousands of other people go through that transformation themselves.
I can only imagine. Only imagine. That's
It's pretty
amazing.
remarkable. It
Mhm.
really is a remarkable journey for us. But
Oh, yeah.
supporting others has been amazing.
Absolutely. Cool.
All right, I'm going to leave the screen, and this is
Okay.
all Tom now.
Okay.
All right. All righty, just getting settled. So what'll happen is I'll take some deep breaths for a little bit. And I will, my head, you'll see my head drop, and when I head picks back up, I'll be in the energy of Kuthumi. And then he'll speak. He'll let you know when to ask your questions, and then rock and roll from there. Okay? Tammy, you still with us?
Yep.
Oh, good. Okay, because you went out. I'm not sure what's happening. It's electrons. Well now, and good day to you, my dear. And how are you on such a fine day that this is?
Doing well.
Very good. Well, it's good to feel. And so let us speak for a bit about one's favorite topic, control. You see, what exactly is control in your life? What happens, you see, you become into the mode of controlling, of being controlled, of having to have control. There is the question, you see, having to have control. That is the dilemma. Because what is control in its foundation? Control, very simply, is looking into the past and trying to make it work the first time or make it work again. You see, is there something wrong with trying to make it work? Certainly not. But it's the trying to make it work that is the problem. Just like trying to be in control, you see. When you're looking in the past, all you are going to see is what has happened in the past and how you can try to do it again or not do it again, whatever it is. So control is not something that comes from the experience of who you are in the moment of now. It cannot be, you see, because there's no controlling in the moment. And in the moment is where your creation, your manifesting, you're truly experiencing being in the world is focused, is foundationed, you see. So control and being in a moment are opposites of each other. So you have to let go of control. You've heard this before. Well, let go of control. What does that mean? You see, what does it mean to let go of control? How do you let go of control? You're a human being. You want to watch it work out. You want to have it be good. You want yourself to be happy, and all of this is fine. But you're not going to achieve it by controlling anything, because the truth is, you have no control. That is the joke. Some of you probably are not laughing. But that is the thing. You have no control. All you have is the illusion of control. You cannot control energy. You certainly cannot control another, although you may try and think you are. And even if it looks like you are controlling them, they are choosing to be controlled. So you are not really controlling them. They are trying to control themselves. You see how complex and confusing this is? So you may ask yourself, what if I can't control, what do I do? How do I be in the world and not be in control? Because generally the world confuses and frightens me. That's why I have to be in control. What'll happen if this goes away, or that goes away, or this person leaves, or that job stops, whatever it may be. So you're in control out of the past and the fear that is illusionary in the moment. So here's the answer to how to let go of control. Very simply, do not know. Not knowing in each moment is how you let go of having to have, having to be, having to do, and what you wind up with being naturally, having energetically what you choose, and doing in the world what is part and an essence of who you are, and the echo, if you will, of universal energy. Because when you are trusting in universal energy, and I'm not talking about trusting in the universe to bring something. The universe doesn't bring anything. The universe is particles bumping around. And in that energy, what human beings are constructed, if you will, are fabricated to do, is use that universal energy in their creating. They're creating of their lives, they're creating of the experience of love of self and of others. They're creating of being who they are and realizing that in the world. You see, all of those things have to be done in the moment. And all of those things are done in the vibration, in the energy of not knowing. Because if you create from knowing, what do you create? You create what you already knew, and what you already know, and you're recreating in the past, whether it looks the same or not, makes no difference, it's the same. So allow yourself to the being of not knowing, trusting the energy that you are, looking into the universe, seeing what is harmonious with the vibration of self, and then moving into the world from that vibration and from that created passion. You see? And then control disappears. And what occurs is an ecstasy of manifesting that you have not experienced because you have been trying to experience it. You see? Stop trying. Let yourself be the universe. Trust yourself that you are already the universe and unconditional love within, and move into the world from that place. You see? And so please, upon the questions in this time.
Okay, so I have one. And with the new business model of the 5-dimension 5D, it talks about alignment and purpose. Where is that headed now? Is that something that's going to be making a major shift in our business structures?
Well, first of all, let's talk about alignment. Yes? What is alignment? Alignment is finding what is in balance with the energy of the universe and the passion of the vibration of who you are, you see. Business will take whatever focus, whatever turn, if you will, according to what the needs of the individual who is creating the business, or individuals, or workers, whatever it may be. Find alignment first in yourself, and then find alignment between the others in the business, whether they be partners, workers, or clients, makes no difference. The alignment and that vibration of universal energy, that is the road that must be taken. And if you are taking this road, then the path will become very clear.
Agreed. Okay, so I have another one then. How can individuals, we're talking to a lot of people that have experienced significant trauma. How can they find their purpose or their meaning? They know they have one, but how do they find that if they're struggling with that?
If you are struggling with purpose, you see, then what you look at is first what you are passionate about. Trauma, the past, all of that, ultimately, although it may seem to affect who you are, it really does not. It affects what you are thinking. Yes, this is so. But the true passion, the true vibration of self is already and always has been intact within you, you see. So do not focus on trying to get rid of the difficulties. They are there, no question, and the thinking is there, absolutely. But do not focus on trying to fix them. Discover your passion, how it is the self, and you want to bring it into the world, and then do that work. And what you will discover is all those things that you were thinking were keeping you from doing this are going to disappear. It's magic. It's not really magic. It's intention, you see. You're focusing on who it is you are, not what has happened to you.
Perfect. And are there any tools or practices that can kind of accelerate this healing process or accelerate this ability to let go of all that?
Yes, certainly, of course there is. Very simply, let it go out of the body. Your body is the, let's say, tuning fork for the vibration of your life. You see, the body is the signaling device to the mind, ultimately through the brain and the neurology, you see. So the body is where everything begins. It may look like it's the thinking first, but have you ever seen a thinking without a body? I don't think so, you see. So finding and discovering where in the body this difficulty is, you see, allowing it to release, bringing into it, experiencing the emotions if they are there, that is fine. Letting the vibration of the body to, if you will, leave it go, let it out, literally let it out like so much air in an empty balloon. And focus on what you want to have instead. You see, it sounds very simplistic, and some of you may have even heard about something like this. But it is a very effective thing when you are letting it out of the body, because that is the source, you see. It went into the body through your senses and created thinking and emotions and fear and all of these things. These things are illusionary. What is real is what is occurring with the body in the releasing. Allow this to be. And you will, if practiced, this will become a very easy and simple exercise to let go of these problems.
Thank you.
Very good.
Okay, so I guess that would go for recurring challenges too, things that keep happening over and over again.
Yes, they keep happening over and over again because you keep doing the same thing. You see? Because you know what's going to happen. Or you think you know what's going to happen. Oh, here it comes again. Or if you say, here it comes again, guess what? Here it comes again. You see? Instead of here it comes again, you can say, well, I don't know what's going to happen. Because this is a different moment in time than the other ones. You are in a different place. You are different energy. There are new cells in the body that weren't there an hour, 2 hours, 3 days, 10 days ago. You see? You are constantly renewing the universal energy that you are. So don't assume, here it comes again. Assume, what am I going to create from this? You see?
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you.
Very
That
good.
was all my questions.
Very good, yes.
Kuthumi,
Yes.
could you give the audience a blessing for today?
Yes, very good. Well, you see, this is easy because you are all experiences of unconditional love and God in the body. How is the energy? How is the experience of God of who you are? Take this into the world, my dears, and be grateful that it is you are the vibration of love. Very good, yes.
Thank you so much, Kuthumi.
And so, my dears, until the next of our calming, peace to you in this time. Hi,
Welcome back.
thanks.
I'm going to come back.
Yeah.
Hello again, Shelley.
Hi.
Well, thank you so much. That was very enlightening.
Great, good, good.
Thank you.
You're certainly welcome.
And I appreciate you coming on. I know you probably have lots and lots of stuff to do. I don't know if you take questions or if that's kind of just let it go at that, or.
Well, if you have some questions, I'll take questions, sure.
No, I personally don't. I guess more than anything, just want to have people be able to reach out to you guys. The best way to do that, I'll put all your links in there, but you both have websites, you both have things. Shelley, would you like to tell them, I believe you're having a group channeling coming up on the 23rd?
23rd from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. And if anyone is interested in participating, it's just a matter of getting a hold of us through Shelley Negelow is the best way, Shelley, N as in Nancy, E, G as in girl, E, L as in Larry, at gmail.com. So shelleynegelow@gmail.com. So that would be one of the events that we're going to be having. I'm also going to be beginning my 3-month Power of Woman seminar, starting the weekend of November the 11th and the 12th. And for those people who want to come into town to Atlanta, we'd love to have you if you're out of town. But also, I will be offering it online so that people who are at a very long distance and can't make it here will be able to participate. So we'll have people in person and online for those who can't be in person.
Think about when you started your businesses 30 years ago, if there had been the internet, how much traveling you could have avoided.
Yeah, we were traveling all over the country, and it was
Yeah.
quite a bit of
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
We loved it, but it was quite a bit on the body, actually.
Yeah, we love the
Mhm.
people. People out there are just really wonderful.
Yeah,
They really are.
very gracious
Yeah.
people.
Oh, yes, I bet. And, there's nothing like when you're getting the hands-on healing, like your approach is a hands-on approach. There's nothing like the physical contact to do that personal healing. Absolutely nothing like it.
Yeah, yep, I agree.
Perfect. So I
And
want to just
if,
thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just the last thing, if people are interested, couples, if they want to come in and do some private relationship training, we have a place here where they can stay. We do intensive training, healing. Shelley works with the women, I work with the men. And if you really want to create a real strong, lasting, dynamic, exciting partnership, we can support you in doing that.
Amen.
I think that's it.
Okay. Can you leave them one final words of wisdom from Doctors Tom and Shelley?
Well, first of all, I'm going to say that it is absolutely your birthright to truly have a life that you love. I say that all the time to the women. I say it to the men. It's a matter of choosing and then learning how do you let go of whatever holds you back, letting go of your perceptions and your illusions, and actually learning the tools, effective tools, so that you can create real life extraordinary results. And that is a mastery. It takes a bit of practice, but it's like going to the gym. We already are hardwired with the feeling and the experience of unconditional love. It's who we are. As Kuthumi was speaking about in our connection with universal or God, however we believe about it. So it is our birthright to have an extraordinary life, and you can do something about it. Your circumstances do not define who you are, ever.
Yeah, and if and when people get ready to do this, when they're clear about, yeah, I'm willing to make that commitment to myself, to my loved ones, I'm willing to go in, see what's there, allow it to be released, get rid of it once and for all. Once you commit to that and start down that road, eventually you will get to the other side, that we promise. And when you do, there is an ecstasy in life. There's an ecstasy in living from the vibration of who you are that is that you never expected to happen. And we don't even know it's there, have no idea what that is. We just go along with our life and do what we do. But once you've crossed that bridge, there's an amazing experience of life and love that, well, it's outstanding. What I tell people, and if this may sound a little egotistical, and if it does, it does. What I tell people is that I'm done. I'm finished. I have nothing that I have to get. I experience who I am in each moment of time. I live my life out of that experience. I know who I am. And my commitment is to bring that into the world. Now, are there more things to learn? Sure. Is there more to do? Absolutely. But I'm done energetically and vibrationally. And we both absolutely love this life that we live. So if that inspires you to take a look and come talk to us, please do that.
Absolutely. I encourage it, people out there, all these listeners, go ahead, go for it. I mean, we have nothing to lose, only happiness to gain.
And you're welcome, by the way, to post our phone number so people can call us directly.
Okay.
No
And I'm going to put your flyer up there. I'm going to put everything in there I could possibly do to get people to come to you guys. So I love it. So thank
Tammy,
you
thank
so,
you.
so much.
Thank you so much, Tammy.
Tammy, it's a joy. Thank you so much for this day.
You're very welcome.